Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, how are you? Yes,
Excellent. I'm fine, and you? How are you?
super, thanks.
Excellent. Okay, so welcome to Office Hours. As you know, we're gonna host an Ask Me Anything type of session. In this type of session, you can ask any question you have, and I'll try my best to answer it. So the drill of this is you just need to raise your hand, and I'm going to go in order. As long as I see you raise your hand. Also, if you have any question, you can just put it in the chat, and I will try to answer it when I get to your turn, okay? Okay, so the first one that I saw that raised their hand was Cynthia. Okay, so just to let you know, Cynthia, I'm seeing your camera in pink, so I don't know if that's intentional. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I also covered my camera. Okay, right now you are muted. You're in mute.
Hi, everybody. How are
I can
you?
hear you now. Excellent,
Good,
good, and you?
good, good. I'm glad to be here. I've been away for a while and now I am back. I am actually working on my expiring mini course and I have a question about step 5 because I'm in the throes of getting that step done. I've completed the first 4 except for the header and the footer. So I really wanted to find out when you open these experiences how you determine the way to add the email for each action.
Okay. So, do you think you can be more specific about the determination of how to add the email? Like, you mean the sequence, or you mean how to add them, or you mean like the sequence order between all the experiences?
Yes, each experience, each action has an email or some kind of message that goes out. I can share my screen. I'm on there now
Uh,
trying to.
sure. Let me
Okay.
give you permission, and you should be able to do it now.
Okay. So let's open that up and tell me if you can see it.
Mm,
Yes, no?
not yet.
Oh, okay. Uh, well, let's see how to get back to. There we are. Okay, so I'm pushing share and I have been working on a couple of things, but this is not.
I can
Well,
see it now. I'm seeing the Zoom tab.
okay. Well, let's go to.
Okay, now I can see the step 5.
Okay, so this is step 5, which I'm on. And the first one is the welcome email. So let's say I've created that email, right? They just joined. Where do I attach that email? How do I actually create that sequence? Or is it automatic when they sign up?
Okay, so right now you already have opened the experience, and now you have the path in there. It says who should go down this path. You
Hmm.
have to click that, and that will open the tag, the path. And this is the sequence that is from the experiment mini course, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
So this is the experience. This is the way that the path is already set up. So as you can see, first it will send that email that it says get ready for and the course name. Then it will send an SMS. It will add that tag. And then the student will join the period of 2 days of wait, and then the sequence will continue. But that is the way the sequence will go. It goes from the top to the bottom, and unless you have um, a wait, it will run all at once. Well, not at once in like in order, but at the same time, technically.
Okay, so let me see if I understand what you're just saying. Okay, so when they sign up, they get an email right away. Now, do I change the title here where it says course name, or is it automatically populated later?
So that is it's called a token.
Uh-huh.
So that it will be replaced automatically with the name of the course.
Okay, so I don't have to change that there. So the login details, what does that mean?
You can delete that if you want. So to edit the email, you have to click on the title and
Right here?
click it. Correct. Click
Okay.
it.
Oh, there we go. It's okay.
Yep. So this is the body of the email.
Hmm.
You can edit all the details here. For example, at the top, you can see get ready for course name and login details inside between parentheses. You can delete it if you want, for example, or you can put a different name. I'm talking about the top of the page, where is the title of
Right here.
the.
Okay. So it
Uh,
populates because this is a token, right? So I don't have to change that.
Correct. So if you see at the top where it says get ready for course name, login details inside, that's the name for you. It's the name of the email for you. The student is not going to see that. What they are
Okay.
going to see is the subject of the email. That is what is visible to them. So
Hmm.
you can add more text in that place if you want, or just leave it like that. Right now, it will say welcome to and the name of the course.
Okay. And then
Uh,
here is just an image that relates to the EMC, right?
Correct. You can add an image there, or you can just delete that part in case you don't want to add an image. And then you have the content of the email that, for example, right there it says replace with benefit of mini course. That it's like a guide, like that one is manually. You have to delete that and put your own words about the benefit of the course. There's not a token of that because you have not put that in any place of the course.
Okay.
So you can
So
come
so
here,
do I
delete that.
do
Uh-huh.
I delete it right here or do I
Yes, you can do it. Just click it, and then you will be able to edit it. Click it right there.
did I click the right place? No.
Yeah, right there. Click it and replace with benefit of mini course.
Wait, it's doing it's wiggly. Where is it?
It's
Okay.
at the right there.
So then I would just change that and I can
Correct.
bullet point the benefits. Okay. So the email is kind of a template and I can just change it here, right? The
Yeah,
login.
I think that's the only thing that you have to edit. The rest of the well, I'm not sure if at the bottom of the email also has something like replace.
Let's see where
Um,
that might be.
yeah, right. It says get started right away and replace with benefit of mini course to like put it right there too. Other
Let's
than
see.
those two, the
Okay.
rest of the tokens will be automatically replaced. Like the
Okay.
email, the password, your first name, your last name, that kind of stuff, it will be automatically replaced.
So it's just the replace with benefits of mini course here and on top. That's all I have to change. How do I add my branding?
So if by branding you mean, for example, a logo or something like that, you will have to use the image that you see at the top, and you can add a new one at the bottom if you want. At the right, you have the image icon right there,
Okay,
that one.
let's
You can
see.
drag it and put it below the email, above, and that kind of stuff.
So when I add my logo, when I try and add my logo, it's distorted. It's either super small or it's distorted. So is there a way to work around that?
Okay, I see. So that means that you have already tried to put your logo there. So, for
Mhm.
example, if you click that image, what happens?
It says to upload image, but the the ratio is different from the size of the actual font. So and you know what, it
See there,
doesn't
it
fit.
says
See
like
how these are different
1600 by
shapes?
1400.
What is the size what's the ratio again?
It's right there below it. It shows you.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to do this now, but I'll work on the text for now.
Okay.
I don't know how to get out of here, so I'm
Just
getting
click cancel at the bottom.
Right now, it's kind of on banner size. So,
yeah.
yeah, I don't know whether you can actually put a logo in there, but
But
Jesus, can you do that? Because
there's
right now, that's a banner size, what it's asking for.
Okay, so I'm sorry, you guys. I'm still trying to figure out how to get out of here. I I do want to brand my emails though. So is there a workaround to be able to do that?
So,
Oh, I thought all this was closed. Sorry.
okay. So if you're talking like putting like a signature or something like that at the bottom of the email,
Hmm.
in the very body of the email, it's not possible to add images. You
Well,
can
how do
add
you
it
add a footer
outside
or how do you add a footer and a header?
the way you did it. You can add an image above or below the text, but not with the text.
Okay, so I have to create a banner and then upload it. I think that's probably the workaround. Would you say?
Yeah, I think it could work. You can try it, and if you need further help with that part, uh, assuming you don't have it ready right now, you can email support and we can check it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
you can make a banner in Canva with your logo on the side and like the name of your course. That's
Okay.
what I was going to do, just because,
Okay.
yeah, that's all there is. And I know a lot of people don't like to get emails like with big pictures and banners because it's gonna open, but most of them now don't open unless they click on to download the pictures. So it'll just have your text there. But anyway, you can make something nice in Canva. But
Okay.
it shows you the dimensions on there. So look at it. It was like 1600 by 400.
Okay.
So and make it in Canva at that size. It told you what size it was when you're on that page.
Will do. Thank you. Thanks, Jesus.
Perfect. So, did you have any other question regarding the step five?
No, I'm going to take one step in step five at a time. And if I figure out the welcome email and kind of get that sorted, and then I'll move on to step two. If not, I'll come back with the questions next session.
Perfect. Nice. Good
All right.
idea. Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
I had
You're
one
welcome.
quick question that had to do with that. Derek doesn't mind. Yeah, I just had to do it in the subject. It says like welcome to certain course. I'm trying to train my people because especially they get so many emails and they might get marketing emails from me as well as others. But for the course, a lot of us are taking courses and it might say EMC at the beginning in brackets and then something else. So they know that that has specifically to do their class. So I'm not doing the welcome stuff. I mean, the first one gets a welcome, but I'm putting like the name of my course, the initials for it, and then going that and then going forward so they know that they'll open that. I want them to open that one because it's important. It's like, okay, I've downloaded another piece of material, or you've got a bonus training in here. So anyway, I'm just saying that on that subject line, you can, I'm just putting mine in brackets. I'm sure you guys may have seen that if you've ever signed up for people's anything. They're doing that a lot.
I've seen that so that you know exactly what it is that you're receiving and kind of stands out.
Yeah, right at the beginning, as it doesn't get lost in these long, because now some people's browsers are, you can hardly get any words in there. But if they see the course of your name in initials, they'll just be, they'll just see that all the time and maybe open that one. I was going to ask that question before, but I figured out it works.
Okay.
Okay. Are you all
So
set,
just
Sue?
sure.
Okay. Hello. Question to connect my mini course to an extra page that I created, which is an invitation to my main course. And I wasn't sure if there was a seamless way to do that, so it just occurs as kind of like the next thing to do after the 3-day mini course completes. Maybe I could share my screen with you.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So have the course contents, right? So the fiber fix, movement mastery, those are 1 day at a time kind of released. And then I have a mini course graduate invitation to my main program, which is Eat the Apple. And I didn't know how or what it would look like, how this extra page shows up in relationship to the to the main course pages. Is there a way you can direct me to kind of have that be occurring as the next thing, or guide me into where that lands?
Oh, okay. So when you're creating a custom course page, the only way to access it is through the link that you have it. For example, if you hover your mouse in your mini course graduate invitation, you will see the option edit, preview, and then copy paste URL to the clipboard. That's technically the only way to access that page. So now with that link, you can decide how they will access it. You can, for example, put an action in your last training, like the last action, like put the direct link there. Or for example, you can put a blog in maybe your home course page, a blog that has the button, and that button redirects to that page. But for example, that blog won't be visible until they complete the course, for example.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is there's a couple ways to go about it, but there's nothing that can directly take that custom page and put it into the course content for it to occur outside of just dropping that link as like maybe an extra day in the course or something like that. Like you graduated, and I can put that course page into it that way. Would that be possible? Like put it as a part of the course content for day, almost like a day 4, like a module 4. Would that be feasible?
Well, you can either put a day for training and maybe put the direct link in there. I don't think that's needed because they will eventually have to click the link anyway. I would say that the best way and more like professional way to do it is to put a button, like they don't have to see the whole link. But that's up to you. So the way you add the button, you will have to add it into a course page. You can decide either in the single training page, in the home page. So I'm not sure if you use the EMC template or you create it from scratch.
I probably use an EMC template for the
Okay,
homepage. Yeah.
so if you go to the home course page and edit it, if you're using the EMC template, you will see that there's already a block that has a like the button that says special bonus offer or something like that. I don't know if you have
Okay.
saw that. So for example, if you go to step 4 and edit the home course page,
Okay.
edit it. So if you scroll down,
I may have removed
unless
that
you
block.
have already deleted, you already delete
Okay.
those.
Perhaps I did. Yeah.
Okay, don't worry. So the way to add a button is pretty simple. So for example, if you go to let me see, training contents, just to
Get a
see if
little
there's
slow on the upload.
one with a button right there. If not, you can just create it. Or
Okay. Training content, you said, Jesus?
yeah, okay, go to text and images now in the left.
Oh, text and images. Okay.
Oh, so it's not
Yes.
training content. Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay, I don't think that. Well, technically, the Got Questions has a button, but you can also create your own blog. So click on Create a Custom Blog. Okay, and you can just close that window.
Yeah. Thank you. My old Mac is still thinking about it. A few steps behind us.
Okay, got it. Eh, yes, click
Jesus,
OK, got it.
are
Yes.
you taking him this route because he eliminated the block, but the blocks are there for us?
So he already deleted the block that came with the template,
Okay.
but you can just create one from scratch and add the bottom yourself. So in this case, if you see at the left side, you have the elements of that block. So
Mm-hmm.
if you see the first one is headline and then a spacer, this is added automatically between the elements, and then the body text that if you see at the right side, it says welcome to your new custom blog. This is the starting point for your new custom blog and that stuff. So you're going to click add new and you're going to look for the bottom one and click it.
Thank you. I got you. I think I can pick this up. I'm getting pretty familiar with it. And my computer's not playing along with velocity. So Jesus, what I'm
Okay.
hearing is that there's really no way to add it to the 3-day course as like just a seamless next thing to do. I've got to find a way to kind of get that course connected, or that last module, the invitation to the main course, as a link and a button, perhaps on my last day's module, or maybe make a fourth module and say congratulations, you made it, and just kind of make that a piece of the course so it ends in sequential order. But there's really no way to just get that page I created into the course without either adding a button as an external link or adding another module within the mini course itself that would have people just go there as the next step. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Just to clarify, Derek, would you not want to add the link or a button in the email when they finish the third lesson saying congratulations, here's the paid link?
Yeah, I've got a congratulations button for completing it. I just completed that extra page today because being new to this, it occurred to me. I was like, oh my gosh, I like don't have the segue button or action from like the mini course to the main course yet. So yes, thank you. Just kind of what you went through, Cynthia, what you're going through and creating the automations. I've got one, and I've got them, and I've got to create one more for this as a
Okay.
congratulations, you created the mini course. Here's the next step.
Right.
So yeah, thank you for that.
And just so I know when I get there, that link that you're sending them to, should that link take them to the sales page, or should it take them to your offer itself, or is that one and the same?
I created that segue about page. I've created a couple. One, there's two buttons and when you create the columns with the custom buttons, and one of them is a more info page with a link to register, and the other one is a register now button or something like that, join now button that's already in there, and that takes you right to the sales page.
Okay, I'm glad you brought it up because I definitely want to be able to add that into that's why we're doing this free course, is to try and get people fed into our paid course.
Right. Yes. So
Well,
heed the
I was
warning.
just
Get your modules right before you start anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, like you said, what Jesus was saying, if you deleted that module that takes people out, you can just add your own. Going forward, keep that one in there. But the reason why you want to go ahead and send them to those pages that you created with a button is because they can start coming from different lead magnets that you have. So you don't want to just stick it with that one course, because then you're going to have to replicate it all the time. Right, Jesus? I mean, you've now got, this link to your offer. That's the next step. Well, you're going to have more EMCs or 3-day workshops and whatever it could be, just, one webinar that you're going to want to link to. So I would say, yeah, you're going to want to use that button thing to go to the page instead of trying to stick this into every little lead magnet you do. Right, Jesus, isn't that the better way? It's got its own page. You created this, and people could come from different areas. They could buy a book of yours and end up there. You may gift
Good
them
point.
that, and
That's a good point.
not just that one thing. So then you can save that as its own entity, and but the link is the same no matter how anybody comes in.
Thank you for that. That's a good point too. Thank you for your support. My son's up from his nap, so I'm gonna let you go. Thank you for your time and the guidance, and I'll see you on the next one.
Excellent.
Bye, everyone.
Right. So just to make a clarification there regarding the course page, you are absolutely right. You can use that course page that you created as a sales page. Just you have to make sure that that page is set up to be public. Because I think that by default is not public. So what do I mean with public? If your course page is not public, you won't be able to access it if you are not logged in the XP platform. But if you make it public, you can access it regardless if you are logged in or not.
So, can you show us what you're referring to? Is there a button that actually lets you know that it's published or it's live,
Sure.
opposed to
So
preview?
I'm going to, yes, I'm going to show you my screen so you can see this. Mm,
But even though it's public, without the exact link and whatever we called it, nobody's going to know it's there. It's not going to show up in our marketplace and on our page, right? I mean, it's hidden.
yeah, unless they have the direct link, they don't have a way to see it. Okay, so for example, this test copy,
That's what you're saying.
I'm sorry? Oh, okay, so this page is right now public, so I'm going to copy it and I'm going to uh, well, I'm not sure if you're still seeing my screen in the
Yes, we
incognito
are.
window. You are seeing this page?
Yes.
Okay,
The
so
page with
this,
the test copy, that one.
correct. So this is because the page is public and it did not ask me to log in. But for example, I'm going to close it and I'm going to edit the page. So the way you control if it's public or not, it's at the top of the page. Here it says page settings. And right here it says make page publicly visible. So if this is disabled, the people that access with the link, they should be prompt to log in. Let me see. I don't have a way to click save, but I think that save was enough. So if I copy the link again and try in incognito, it should ask me to log in. Yep. Because it's not public anymore.
Okay, I kind of know the difference between the preview and the live but I don't know if I would need to follow the steps you just explained for what I would want to do and what Derek mentioned earlier, because I have a website that's outside of XP. So the link that I would create for them when they finish the 3 days, I would want them to go
To the
to
website.
the sales page. Yeah, on my website, I have a website with the sales page where they can buy it right there and get more information on, creating a session. And I also have a question about if somebody signs up for your mini course or a paid course for that matter, would the program with the XP send us an email to let us know someone has signed up, someone's name is on the calendar? Are we notified through the system?
Not automatically.
Oh,
You have to set up an automation to do that. I'm not sure. Let me check that. I think I have an experience mini course right here. Let's say this one. It should be new. Let me check the automation. No, this does not notify. So the way to be notified when a new student enrolls is that you have to create an email for that. So for example, this should be the same that you have right now, right? Because it's the EMC template.
yeah, I just showed you my screen. It looks like that.
Correct. So I'm going to add an email right here because I want it sent at the same time of this email. I'm going to add a new email right here, and I'm going to put email builder.
Oh boy.
So right here, I'm just going to put me. I don't know. Most people just put here the tokens, the where it says your first name, and that's it. So subject, I can put new student in, and remember the token that has the name of the course. Just put it here. So the subject of the email will be new student in the name of the course. So this is completely up to you how you're going to type it. But for example, I can put hello, and this will be my name. So I'm going to look for your first name, and then the student first
Oh,
name. This is going to pull the first name of the student because the student is triggering this automation. The student first name space last name has enrolled in your course, and I'm going to put the course name, and you can put, for example, I don't know, with the email and their email, and that's it. I mean, you can put more text in here if you want, but this is like something simple and that you will receive it in your email. Oh,
So they
The
don't
most
get
important
this. Okay, you're not done yet.
the most important step is right here it says send email to. You change this from student to me.
Ah,
This
okay.
is the important step.
Yeah.
And for example, this is troubleshooting. If, for example, a student is not receiving the email that you built minutes ago, for example, check if this is correctly set up to student and not me, because this can also lead to like um, the coach receiving all the emails that student should be receiving, for example.
Okay.
So you put it to me, and this you will receive it every time the automation is triggered. So this means every time a student enrolls into the course, you will receive this email.
That's good to know. Okay.
So the thing is that you have to create it.
Okay. Okay, yet another email. So when you go back, if you can go back to the steps you were on, step 5, where it shows all of the list, all of this that is below the welcome email, the new email. I am not asking for the student's phone number, so I won't be able to send a text message. So I would skip send SMS, but all of the other items that are listed there, those each need to be worked on, right?
Well, it depends. So this is how the automation works, for example. So you say, for example, you won't need SMS. You can either turn off this part,
Okay.
or you can click on the trash can and delete it, however you want. So, for example, at this point, also an important thing is that the student notification has to be here, or it can be here, or it can be here, but it shouldn't be below the 2 days, because if you put it below the wait, the email will be sent after the 2 days and not when they enroll. So it has to be above any wait time.
So
So
I'll leave it the way it is. I'm not going to
yeah,
change that. I'm just more concerned about what action needs to be taken for each one of these listings.
okay. So this is the welcome email, the email that they will receive when they log in. And the way this is set up is this is what they will receive, and they will receive this tag. This is only for the system. And then there's a wait of 2 days. Two
Uh-huh.
days later, they will receive this email. So right now it says this. You can absolutely customize this or even remove it. This is just like reminders, like after 2 days, today is the last day, something like that. But if you don't
Okay.
want to send emails to your students, you can just delete that or turn it off. For example, here's another send SMS. You can turn it off too, and they
Okay. And
won't receive
then,
it.
okay, so then wait 12 hours. The 12 under that would be the urgent 6 hours before you lose access email.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
then
under,
another 6 hours and
okay.
3 hours left. So this is like reminders
Mm-hmm.
already set up for the EMC template. But if you don't want to be like constantly reminding your students that, hey, you're about to lose your access, you're about to lose your access,
You
you
can turn
can
it off.
either turn them off or delete it. That's up to you.
Okay, so suspend your course when you continue down the list. Wait 2 weeks.
Okay, so right here, wait 3 hours and then suspend from courses. So the suspension, what it does is the student won't be able to access the course. They are not removed from the course yet, they are just suspended. This means that their progress is still in the course, but they just can't access it. But all that they have already done, it's there still. So
Okay.
after 2 weeks, the automation will unsuspend them. This means that they will be able to access it again. And then there's an email here that it says, is this still a priority for you? It's like a reminder after 2 weeks, like, do you still want it or not? Then wait 2 days, then 6 hours, another reminder, 6 hours again, suspend, and that's it. So the point
Okay.
of this automation is they will never be removed from the course. They're just gonna end being suspended,
Okay.
meaning they will still be enrolled in the course, but they won't be able to access it anymore.
Okay,
That's the
got it.
point
And
of
you can
this
just
automation.
toggle on or toggle off. Okay.
Correct.
All right.
And has Murray done, I mean, I know he did a lot of research to set this up. So yeah, I was surprised at that 2 weeks because I've gone
Yeah.
through some of his things too. I've repeated them again because I just wanted to see the whole process, the emails that I got. And I'm just wondering if he found out that 2 weeks gave people like that they actually did forget that they signed up. So now it's like, oh, is this a priority? Or if they're pissed off, because I know like if you email Marissa, she's like, oh no, here you go. I'll send you, I'll let you back in. One of those types of things. So it's easy, but that probably takes a manual thing. But this is 2 weeks. Anyway, do you know why he waited 2 whole weeks? Is it to make sure that it looks like it is urgent and you are going to get suspended and then you'll come back and it's like, oh, we're going to let you do it again?
Yeah, it's. I mean, I don't know the exact reason, but I would think that it's something related to that. To like, hey, you recovered the access. Are you still interested, or something like that?
Yeah, I was just wondering why 2 weeks?
Is
Because
there a
I know I've
way?
done these
Go
things
ahead.
before because I was gonna try to make mine, you know, over 5 days, the three things over 5 days, just to keep people because I'm dealing with busy parents and, driving their kids around and all that because my course is for the kids. Well, actually, my EMC is for the parent, but still they're so busy. I don't know whether, 3 days in a row, they're going to be able to do it. So I was going to try to change, because you can go in there and change those dates and all that and give them 5 days to do it. And again, I guess I can put that in the Facebook group if Murray's done studies and it's like, no, three is a lot better than five. Do you know anything about that?
Well, there's a psychology in marketing regarding that.
Yeah, that stuff. I mean, like I say, I don't know the exact reason, but I know that it's based on studies done and all stuff like that,
Yeah.
like statistics.
So, just to
Sure.
review that, when you clicked on that first, there was a plus sign, I think, on the line somewhere.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, I forget that that's there. That opens up each one of the listings, and then that's where you make the changes. Okay.
Correct. So if you don't hover your mouse here in the action, it won't show up. You have
Okay.
to put your mouse here, or at simple view, there's no plus sign.
Okay. If I can ask this one question, how do you add a header and a footer? Is that what the blocks are that you talked about earlier? Just adding a block and then, creating a banner ahead of time and adding that block. Would that be the header, considered a header and a footer?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just, yeah, that makes sense. I just wanted to make sure that's what he was telling me to do when he said someone was telling me to make sure you have your header and your footer. So usually in emails that I receive in the footer, you can have links in there. And would you be able to do that in Canva if I created the banner ahead of time? Inside of the image, can I have the link, a live link in there?
So, for example, here is the options of the image block. So what you can do is you can add a link in the Canva,
Okay.
but it won't be clickable since it's an image.
Oh,
So, but what you can do here is, for example, if you scroll down, here is the action menu, and you can put an URL to that image, to that
oh.
banner. So,
And
for
where would
example,
it
you can put
show?
here, the image will be clickable, the banner will be clickable, the whole banner. will be clickable.
Wait, okay. Can you repeat that again? That step? You're under image. Oh, you're under image. Okay.
Yes, so I click image where if you add the banner right here, this menu that says action is to like add a hyperlink to the whole image.
Okay.
So when they click that image in the email, they will be redirected to that URL.
Got it. Okay.
So
Got
for
it.
example, if you put a link in your banner, no matter where they click, they will be redirected to that URL.
Okay. Good. Good to know. Thank you.
Also up there on that, because that does say 1600 by 400, and there was a width. Can't you adjust the width and make it 400 by 400? Then you could get a logo at that size. See up there, see the width? And that right now it's at 100%, because that's 1600 by 400. See that? And go down below and it's got the width. And if you remove that, you can adjust that down to what would be 400 by 400. And then you can make a square, or I mean, it adjusts. So you can adjust it down that would probably fit, well, kind of, sort of an image, I mean, a logo. I haven't played with that yet to try to stick a logo in there.
Yeah.
Okay. That's important to know. Could that be that banner is or that footer, would that need to be created for each email?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, what you can do is, for example,
yet.
Wait, one at a time. I'm sorry.
So what you can do is, for example, when you create your first email that has your header and your footer, save it as a template right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then reuse that template and just edit the text, the body text.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, make it your own template with all your header, footer, and everything. Now, of course, on these, there's a lot more of, this is a 3-day, but inside the regular course, those will be, because mine are just going to say, yeah, your next session comes up and all that. So, ready for your next week's training, that type of thing. But the header and footer will be there, and then it's got the regular stuff.
Well, I'm good. I've got enough to work
but-
on, and I'm
Yeah.
going to say goodbye to you guys until next session.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to stop
I
showing my
have a
screen.
question.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. I sent a question earlier. Mine doesn't have anything to do with anything that was talked about. I am looking to use this Xperiencify as a product for an agency. And I'm positive that this has been discussed throughout the office hours that you've had. Is there training on this or information on this where I don't have to go through all of the videos and listen to them in high speed to figure out where the information is at that can help me?
Okay, so we have either the XP videos that are about the office hours or the data center, the help center with all the articles. But if you have like a specific feature that you want to know about, you can ask it in the office hours and we can try to
I
figure it
did.
out.
I sent it earlier. I just want to know, is there advice on packaging or advice on how to like a format of putting, like, I don't want to reinvent the wheel if somebody has already done this. Clearly you have a package set up where we can use, I can sell to clients and have sub users on my account that you bill me and I bill them. That was the only feedback that I got when I asked the question earlier today. But
Okay,
above and beyond that, is there any other support to sell this product as an agency? Is
I
there any
see.
other information or is there any other ideas, how to approach, how to package, how to price, anything like that? Or just no, and I got to go figure it out on my own? The question's never
I
been
see.
asked.
Okay, I think I get it. So there's not official documentation about that part.
Okay.
In that case, my advice would be to try to ask in the Facebook group to like
Okay.
see the opinions of other coaches because probably there's one or two that have already tried to come up with something regarding that.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's what I wanted to find out. To see if there's just something promotional, if I work with small businesses, if they want to introduce themselves to the community and put something clever together, then I can do something small and offer that as something. But in order to do that, they would have to. I for sure would not want to make that part of my account. I have a lifetime account. I would not want to make that part of my account. They would want to have their own account, and then either I would maintain it or I would teach them how to do it on their own, or you would support them in order for them to do it on their own the same way we're doing right now, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's all I needed to know. I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Perfect. You're very welcome.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I don't know if anyone else have one last question before we finish the meeting.
No, I'm good. That's what I was waiting to ask. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Perfect. You're very welcome.
I'm thinking real quick. There was something, but I think a lot of that was the same thing, linking. But I'm keeping my templates as they are. I'm not deleting anything because you guys have already done the hard work, you know, and using all. And there's all those different templates, you know, that are working
Yeah,
really well. So I think I'm probably good. Thank
perfect.
you.
Okay. In that case, thank you very much for your time today. As you know, tomorrow there will be another session of office hours with Rachel about XP. And if you have questions regarding Go Plus, there's the meeting on Thursday. Okay.
Oh, actually, I did have a real quick one. We're getting I've got the Go Plus and I'm getting all these emails to like I'll get all these points if I try to point all my stuff over to Go Plus. And I'm kind of like, oh, I really want to keep a lot of my automation for my course just inside of XP because you guys have it all set up like that, as opposed to go set up all these pages over there. So I'm just wondering why they want us to take, one of my, you know, I mean, I guess maybe I can make my sales pages look a lot better. I mean, I've got, like she was saying, a website with sales pages on it, and I'm going to switch over to Go Plus. But right now, I try not to reinvent the wheel. I was just going to have a simpler one, the big one, go to the ones on inside of XP. But I wanted to stay in XP. So my emails come from you guys and all that, and then use Go Plus for all my marketing for students that aren't inside my program. So I was
Yes.
just curious about, they were trying to say, oh, take your XP course and send them over, get them in your Go Plus and start doing all this stuff over there. And I was like, but you guys have the automation already set up in XP. So do you know what they're trying to do there? It just seems like it's simpler once I've got people in my course, keep them in there. And then, you know, at least while
Yeah.
they're taking the course, then if they finish it, then they can go out and get my marketing stuff for the next course. But then I want to keep them inside is what I was just wondering why they were doing that.
Well, it depends on what amount of extra stuff you were using before Go Plus existed. So at the end, the point of this is to implement all the features that the main tool that is Go High Level has.
Right.
So, for example, there is people that were using like maybe an extra tool for email, for sales page, for managing their people, like different tools. And the point of Go High Level on in our case Go Plus is to like put it that all in one tool. So the point that I want to come up with this is if you were not using a lot of tools before, probably you won't find like too much sense in switching to Go Plus because you didn't need it anything before.
Yeah. I am going to
But
do it because I was on Murray's old Heroic. Remember, do you remember when he created Heroic? Or do you even know about that? He had a whole website builder. So I'm stuck in that when he sold it to somebody else. So I'm working to move my sales pages over to Go Plus, but I'm still just going to have a simpler sales page right inside of XP, and essentially I could get current people over into there because I really don't want to recreate the wheel. But that other one, yeah, Murray sold it, and then yeah, it's glitchy. And I'm like, that's probably why he sold it. Anyway, he got out of that. Um,
yeah,
anyway. Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering why they were doing that. But I'd rather keep a lot of stuff just inside XP because it all just works well with students once they get inside. Just leave them inside. You guys seem to do a good enough job with that. Okay,
yeah,
that's all.
perfect. In that case, thank you very much for your time today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Okay, thank you. You too.
Goodbye.